Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Heroes Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, here to deliver to you, and here's another Propagandacast, a 1 versus 1 on Sturzdorf. Yes, indeed, Sturzdorf. We shall be watching the Americans taking on the guys of the 3rd Armoured Division, launching an all-out assault against the 112th Panzer Brigade. We are seeing Airisback fighting for the Wehrmacht and Nickulae for the Americans. Oh. We are seeing both pioneers focusing on the Wehrmacht quarters, and we are seeing an MG42 start out, sort of the more impressive in terms of firepower. It's not clearly a very aggressive Wehrmacht start, though we might see a bike or a Schwimmwagen following that MG up to provide line of sight. From the Americans, we are seeing a 3 engineer start, and we're also noticing he's actually going pretty heavily towards the east. He might be trying to go for that fuel point right here. Of course, we tend to be seeing a lot of fighting in the map, although again, fighting here also tends to be sort of, common, because again, that's the two shortest points. That's the spot between the two bases, And there we go, the MG42 on the way, and there we go, the bike following up on the MG42. So that rather follows the sort of usual thing in that design. MG42 will probably try to set up a covering position right somewhere around here, to provide protection for the pioneers while they take points, and of course make it very difficult for the Americans to sort of make any moves towards here. Oh no, he might even be going to take a point. No, he's moving up behind them. What is he doing there? We got behind the truck, up behind heavy cover. And the Americans already seizing quite large parts, fuel coming in there, and of course both munitions points right there, including the high munitions point, of which there are 2 here and there. And there we go, oh come on, mouse, not the mouse, but the bike moving out. And there we go, Rifleman getting stopped by the MG42, Rifleman quickly swinging towards the east. Bike, they're opening up, and will the Rifleman get away in safety, or will the MG42 open up? And yes, I'll just briefly pause. There's a slight trick to this, how you actually change targets with the MG42. You have to do it while it's reloading. If you do it while it's shooting, the MG42 will pack up and pack down again. On the other hand, if it's done shooting, and that is reloading, you can then sort of switch the targets, and it will immediately begin firing on that target. That's a slight little trick that does require a bit of micromanagement, but there you go. Hopefully you can use this to your best advantage. So the engineers here not quite as big as these riflemen trying to flank, but of course now with the bike and the MG42 hammering away at these poor unfortunate devils caught in the middle of the road. And there we go, the pioneers and the support gunners and the bike making the engineers work right there. Rather unfortunate, sending them quickly scurrying away alongside the rifle. And there we go, quickly moving up to repair the bike. In the meanwhile though, the Americans are making quite good progress in the east. And again, so far Airisback is clearly, focusing on the shorter part to his base, the place where he's, probably a bit safer, not quite as easily as Ras, because again, he's, a bit more back to the wall and not quite as long supply lines. But there we go, also, Volkskrone squad out, some infantry, as the Panzer Brigade, but while going down there to protect the munitions point over there, jolly good. The Americans continue their progress right there, of course, probably going to move in for that. Will the pioneers stop it? Or will they? Something else. And there go, taking up position in that little storage shed. Warehouse, whatever you call it. MG42 advancing up further. More barbed wire to limit the maneuver for Nickulae. When they're about to maneuver in. Hang on. My pardons, just a bit of misclicking. It's a bit late here, and I actually have to work a lot of casts in a short period of time, because I'm heading home for a few days, visiting and all that, and for some reason everything's just going wrong. YouTube's not quite working either well when I have to sort of build up that little buffer, so again my apologies if things seem a bit off. Right now I'm moving towards here, towards the center again, trying to sort of cordon off these from any advances from Airisback. Mines going down there, rather the MG42 still providing a nice little blockade point. Engineers moving up, and there could they be a flamethrower? No. Pioneers are getting caught by the rifleman. Bike trying to do a bit, but again not really achieving much. Wire down from Nickulae. Both players actually trying to wire off this area, thus again either player trying to limit the movement of the other bastard. MG42 up, so 2 MGs, a Volkskrone squad and a bike, and we are seeing a second Volkskrone squad out on the way at the same time. Points being secured there. Volkskrone's coming under fire as riflemen moving in from the north. Quite a few, and the south might also see a small response. Volkskrone's pulling back, probably going to try and make a rush for one of the administrator building up there. That tends to be the best choice for infantry. Lots of windows. But no, they apparently pull back. Just don't move into the building. Riflemen moving in towards the center. Second Volkskrone squad. Bike, heavy damage. munition point so far is safe, but it's rather close. And the house is being ignored. They are moving down there again. We might be seeing a larger fight over here. Will they be trying to flank that MG42? And there we go. Volkskriegs moving up to the other side, stopping the rifleman flank, in fact. And engineers once more taking up position. It looks like the riflemen are continuing, and the bike is also... Oh dear, oh dear. No, they're taking up position in the factory hall. No, the pioneers making in right before them. And the riflemen are straight in front of the MG42. And there we go. Getting stopped. Flame front. Oh, grenades! Nickulae is going for grenades already within the first few minutes. Oh, clever bastard. Though he didn't quite actually get a kill. He did manage to grievously harm the MG42 team, but didn't quite manage a kill. Still, now Airisback and knows there's grenades on the field, and of course he's going to play a bit more careful, and of course he's trying to pay a bit more attention to what the riflemen are doing. You know, if they're lobbing a grenade, you know, get the bloody hell out of there. And for example, in this case, quickly abandoning the building because he doesn't want to get grenaded inside it. Now, of course, caught out in the middle of the road by riflemen inside the administrative building. Advancing up here a bit. No mines from... Oh, wait, there are mines up there for Nickulae. Great, in fact, numerous. Going to make it rather difficult for the Wehrmacht to make any movements there. Riflemen here with a dominating position. Dropping krauts left and right. And we are seeing a mine there. Jolly aggressive play by Airisback. Now, of course, he's going straight for the skirmish phase. Pioneers reinforced. Flamethrowers, the Flammenwerfer. A bit of heavy sandbags, you know, here would make this an even better position. But there we go. One man went down, shot through the window. Rifleman engineers moving in, and there we go, the MG42 behind the wrecked truck, providing nice suppressive fire against these engineers, quickly suppressing them. Further engage. Oh, Volkskriegs hit a mine, heavily wounded, down to one man. More mines from Nickulae. We really love to see those mines from the American. More riflemen moving up. Flamethrower pioneers moving in to burn out those Yankees, and there we go, one already catches on fire like a cheap piece of fireworks. And the mine goes off, and the... Oh! Loses a rifleman squad, absolutely in... Oh, nasty that. Nasty. Grenades go off, but they miss. Still, the MG42 is being pushed back. Riflemen are advancing, other troops getting gunned down. Looks like a minesweeper is up for the Americans. And a unit actually went down. I think a pioneer squad was lost in the name of the Vaterland. And the riflemen are being pushed back, but... Goodness gracious, these folks are awfully close to a mine. Oh, so bloody close. And I think if they hit that mine, they're going to get killed. I mean, they are very low on health, and they are rather clumped up. Volkskriegs pushing in against the engineers. Minesweeper does not work as a weapon. And there go rifleman pushing in, and a grenade against the Volkskriegs. Airisback. Oh, dear, he could be losing a rifleman squad. A Volkskriegs squad down. Sind tot. And now going for the fuel point, but another Volkskriegs squad is moving in. He just trained another one. It seems so he had 3 and... Oh, fraps. Fresh mines going down. Oh, he lost it! He lost it up there. He's lost another Volkskriegs squad. Heavy infantry losses for the Panzer Brigade. Men are dying, and Airisback is going to be held accountable for everyone if he doesn't win this. MG crew on me. The bike doing a bit more patrolling again, wanting to be kept aware of what the opponent's movements are. I mean, yes, Nickulae has just lost 1 rifleman squad, but Airisback just lost 2. That's a bit more expensive. And we are seeing now the Krieg barracks going up. No bunker. A bunker could be nice, I think. Pioneer squad ready. And the bike coming down the fire. He's probably trying to check out the base of Nickulae and the Americans' 3rd Armoured. So far, finding nothing to report. Volkskriegs moving out. And again, rather on their own. Again, not really where Volkskriegs sort of, you know, shine. Generally, Volkskriegs don't shine either. But, I mean... Technically, at least. But there we go. 1 already dropping, and the rest are being retreated. And they're probably... Oh! Oh, 2 down. Mine. Oh, he might be losing another one. Oh, goodness. Oh, run, Heinz, run. You're the last Volkskriegs alive. Quite the pressure on such a young man's shoulders. Or an old man, for that matter. I don't know. The Volkskriegs were generally sort of the last few men who were, you know, of army quality. Usually they tend to be sort of, you know, still of... decent age, but they could be anything, you know, troops, you know, on convalescence, troops from, you know, more protected jobs, lots of that. So basically, you know, Luftwaffe or Kriegsmarine, basically, you know, all where they're sort of in your spare, they were basically pulled in from and mixed up with some more veteran NCOs to sort of give them some backbone. But there we go, Grenadiers up, and veterans 1 already on the way. Medic bunker though would be great for Airisback. He's already suffered quite heavily, but some more veteran Grenadiers might help a bit against the foul American foe. Trying to cut through the wire, but the MG42 stops him, and he's even laid down a mine just in case. Excellent redundancy in terms of the defensive lines. Riflemen moving up, they're pushing away the Pioneers, and so far the American dominance is quite great. I mean, look, it's practically just a square. The Airisback and the 112th Panzer Brigade holds. Grenadiers force away the Riflemen. MG42 is a bit afraid of taking up position in the administrative building. Grenadiers advancing up. Let's go have a look at the Nickulae. No doctrine as of yet for him, nor from Airisback. Pioneers reinforcing. And some others arriving as well. Grenadiers going for that munitions point. Riflemen might be going in for an assault. And Greyhounds are ready. Already armoured skirts on the way, followed up by the 50 caliber machine gun. Oh dearie me. And Minesweeper spots the mine. Although I'm not quite sure how a Minesweeper works through a building. One of life's great mysteries, I suppose. Grenade goes off, and oh, 2 Grenadiers bite the dust right in front of the Rifleman. 1 goes down in return, but that's not quite as much as the Grenadiers suffered right there. MG42 coming out a bit under heavy fire right there from the armoured car. And there's absolutely no anti-tank assets from air. And that's actually a bit of a mistake. He ought to have been expecting it. There we go, the pack is there, but it didn't quite work out for him as well. I think it's partly, due to the rather heavier tier 1, 3 Volkswagens, 2 MGs and a bike. Plus, of course, getting Grenadiers first and not a pack. So in that sense, he's been slightly set back a bit, but so far he's a bit fortunate that Nickulae has not rushed in. Oh, very close to a mine right there. But these Volkswagens might soon get a Greyhound-shaped surprise. Hitting him in the flank, and there we go, the Greyhound rolls in. 37mm gun and 50 caliber joins in the fun. Bike doing its best to sort of keep things contained over here. And the engineers are suffering a bit viciously under all of this firepower.
Engineer unit lost.
Grenadiers moving out, and there actually engineer units are being lost in a rather disturbing rate for Nickulae. He's lost 2. Ravni getting pinned down. Greyhounds need to actually use, but he's not really. He's afraid of the pack, and it's actually now there actually. So now he actually has a reason to fear it. But definitely the American assault right here has stalled. He's really trying to sort of break the last that is left for Airisback. But again, he's not quite having it, because again now Airisback rather has a lot less to actually worry about in terms of hit. MG42 went down. Oh dear, that's one was another heavy blow. But there we go, pack opening up on the Greyhound. Riflemen setting up for flank, and they could in fact be clearing out the pack with a grenade. Grenadiers are moving in. Will they be getting off grenade? There we go. Oh no, he goes after the MG crew. He's trying to save the rest of the lads, but at the same time he gives the pack time to escape. The Panzer up there, Kanona makes a run for it, and more Grenadiers are moving in. Had he cleared out that pack, he could have just rushed in the armoured car. Definitely a mistake there. Now the Grenadiers are providing a bit of a small fallback position, covering the retreat. As the remaining Riflemen advancing, actually heavily wounded from all the MG fire, and an additional Grenadier squad is on the field as well. So this is quite not working out for the Riflemen, and they are quickly pushed back rather by the edge things there. And again, I think there was a matter of bad priorities. Fresh engineers, fresh mines, which again, he is quite worried about, German mines, which is good. But again, Airisback, though, hasn't really managed a lot as of yet.
Just listen to that.
Armoured car getting repaired after those heavy anti-tank gunfire. As for the Panzer Brigades, they were sort of, more formalised Kampfgruppe, but they were basically meant to sort of, quickly counter-attack before the enemy usually had time to react. And they were sort of, based on the idea of most of their experience fighting against the Russians. And they did great there. Less great against the Americans, because the Americans were usually faster to react in those cases, whereas the Russians took a bit of time, which rather gave the Panzer Brigades time to sort of, do some damage. They were sort of, heavy armour formations, a bit of infantry, a bit of other support, but they barely had any artillery or reconnaissance. Again, they were basically just charge in there. They had great equipment, at least sort of the earlier ones, which rather than fill out as the later ones came about. And they didn't really get a lot of training. They were essentially, again, the sort of Panzer variant of the Volksgrenadier division. But Grenadiers with a Panzer coming under fire. Bit of fence getting blown up there.
Our supply lines
Numerous Grenadiers. In fact, he's going pretty heavy on them all of a sudden. Not necessarily a bad idea considering all this enemy's presence. Riflemen charging in. And there we go, moving up on the western flank, and again there's lacking one MG42, so he doesn't quite have it, but he does have a Grenadier reserve, and of course he might actually be trying to sort of keep this as a reserve to counterattack in case it's needed. But now we are seeing Nickulae pushing out on all fronts, rather keeping out the pressure on the Merrimack just as they're trying to sort of regain some territory in the name of the fatherland. The bag is actually still there, and he's actually managed 7 kills, which is quite impressive. And the Pioneers get caught trying to sweep mines. And a Pioneer squad went down, and there we go. It's a Grenadier counterattack, moving over through the remains of the mines, going against the riflemen who are pulling back, and they are a bit worried to attack because again they can't quite get the pack up to support them, I suppose, which again could mean they could run into that Greyhound. He is going to need something a bit heavier, I think. Tier 3 or Tier 4, he needs some armor. And there we go, the Grenadiers have advanced nonetheless, 50 caliber and Greyhound, or 37mm gun, pack though fires from the response riflemen. Well, the other Grenadiers again holding a bit back, and the Americans are quickly retaking what Airisback briefly managed to capture. And the Grenadiers keep a stalwart watch before moving out once more in the name of the fatherland. No doctrine as yet for the Americans. We are now seeing the Browning automatic and a anti-tank gun, so he's now a bit worried about what the German opponent could bring in terms of armor. And we are seeing a bunker going up again, hoping to see a medic bunker. Veteran 2 up for the Grenadiers, so that's going to help. And again, the right BRs are in fact going to be a nice counter. Oh, 2 Grenadiers went right down there. Nice use of the sandbags, so tried to create his own cover. I mean, it's again, it's a small advantage the Wehrmacht can make. They can rather form the terrain more to the advantage, and that's only something the Americans can do if they either really use the engineers a lot or get infantry doctrine. But nice move, just in this case, it didn't quite work out as well as intended. Rifle pushing on there, rather having fighting here. Grenadiers and false Grenadiers getting slightly pushed back. And what is this? A Goliath has arrived. A small little tracked vehicle of explosive death. Mine hit. Oh, they are pinned. This is the time for the Greyhound to strike. No, they get away, and it's just going to hide in the crater, which could actually work nicely. Basically, they can cloak in any sort of cover. Back here under a bit of fire, they need to pull back. Could take heavy damage. Grenadiers and false going to fight. And then we go, a bit of fencing here broke up. Riflemen push back. And the Pioneers are moving in, although they are awfully close to the BARs, and they could be lost. No, they survive the ordeal so far, it seems like. More back way here, nice. Riflemen being pushed a bit back. Lots of munitions being floated for Nickulae. I mean, he could be using it to lay down Greyhound mines, which could be a very nice deterrent. And he's actually a bit worried. Oh! He must have figured he would try that. A bit of an experienced player again, knowing that Goliaths can hide in there, and he's seen one. And now he didn't see anything, so yeah. Not a bad idea. False gun is pushed back. And he is hiding out on the higher ground. And, oh my goodness! Helmut just got a ticket to heaven, flying up into the air. Further heavy nasty firing.
We're losing a point out there.
Engineer squad ready. We're on fire!
And there we go, the American anti-tank gun has arrived. The M1 57mm anti-tank gun was basically a copy of the British 6-pounder gun, because the Americans rather realized they didn't actually have an anti-tank gun that size, and they didn't have time to design it, so they basically borrowed the British design, or basically just copied it and just called it something else. Riflemen taking up a nice position. The Grenadiers need to pull back. Quite a lot of riflemen firing away at them. Grenade at the riflemen, killing only one. Medic bunker up, that's nice. Small skirmishing here. The engineers are caught in a bit of a bind. Grenadiers are being slowly pushed back. Riflemen are charging in. MG42 coming the flank, stopping rifleman squad moving up there. Grenade could be locked with the rifleman, but they are getting grenade themselves, and there we go. Grenadiers forced away. Pack firing away. In fact, 2 packs up. He's worrying about armor. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing a weapon supporting up for Nickulae. So slightly more supporting infantry, could work better against us rather, stalwart defenses of Airisback rather than just charging in with armor. Bike somehow manages to hold them back with still 7 kills, but it's going to need repairs again. German infantry reinforcing, and again a rather large route from the entire battlefield right there for Air reborn again. And not a lot of Greyhound mines. I think, again, it would be a benefit if we could just lay down 1 or 2. Oh, Blitzkrieg has been chosen. The Sturmhaubitzes 42 moving in. Grenadiers being run off. Probably from some Sturzdorf Brigade. Sending to support. He must feel confident that his opponent does not have sticky bombs in the way he's actually charging in, and looks like he was right. So there we go, the Rifleman actually retreating in the face of this little assault weapon. Meant to clear out sort of more dug-in infantry. Of course, any infantry supporting armor. Generally, they would work in a sort of configuration with 3 Stuks and a Stu 42, where the Stu 42 would then sort of try to keep the infantry away from the armor, while the Stuks then dealt with the armor before turning back to the infantry, or vice versa. Oh, anti-tank gun getting flanked by some pioneers with a flamethrower. Crispy anti-tank gun. Crew. Let's return to Airisback and 112th Panzer Brigade. With Blitzkrieg. Waffen advancing, and there we go. Stu 42 pioneers going down. Need to retreat. Anti-tank gun also needs to be crewed. And there we go. Nice hit from the Stu 42. He must have sticky bombs now, otherwise he wouldn't charge in. Like grenades, but killing riflemen. No one has actually tried to recruit that anti-tank gun and turn it against the Stu once more. Pack moving up. MG Grenadiers with a Panzerwreck. More Stu 42 fire, while the Americans are re-securing the rest over there. Good job. And there go the riflemen quickly run off. No veterancy for the Stu 42 as of yet. And the pack, there we go, though, is recruited. But now it needs to get out of there, otherwise it's going to be cleared out by the Rifle Grenadiers. Tank destroying up, so we are seeing the tank depot. He has to be a bit careful again. We are seeing lots of packs, so this could easily end up backfiring on him. And why did he then bother with the weapon support saying if he's not going to use it? I mean, stuff like that is important. Oh dear, pack was caught a bit off guard, but there we go. 2 of course are up, thus creating a bit more of an in-depth defense, making that anti-tank destroyers going down quickly, and there we go. Finishing shot by the second pack. Grenadiers continue towards the American base, probably to do some reconnaissance. Again, weapon support to distract him a bit, or if he just went for the tank destroyer. I mean, a mortar I think would have done him nicely. He's going to bombard the opponents. Oh, Allied war machine, he's going to charge in his Greyhound. He could try a suicide mine, that's something some players do. But no. So, oh dear, I rather think Nickulae is suddenly making a lot of mistakes all of a sudden. Not sure why. Might be getting sloppy or something happened. And we are now seeing stormtroopers arriving on the field. Sturzdorf. Also with the new Slayer Connect skin. So moving ahead there for the fatherland. More veteran troops from the Panzer Brigade. Probably some of the veterans of some other division. Probably troops in convalescence for quite some time, and then send off to form another unit. And I suspect we might be getting assault rifles for them. There we go. Sturmgewehr 44. Stormtroopers being amongst some of the other heavier units in the game alongside Knights Cross. Knights Cross only being really the heaviest. They are, though, quite second. Volksman suffering here to the armored car. Stormtroopers are advancing, forcing away any Americans right in front of them and their mighty sights. But basically, again, a very veteran infantry that can cloak. And the veteran infantry, again, they become very tough. And generally, I mean, you can use them sort of like Grenadiers even then. Though, again, much tougher Grenadiers with bundle grenades. Very, very nasty stuff. Grenadiers still reformed. Veterancy 1 on the way for the support units. We are seeing out a bit of veterancy for the armor as well. Stu 42. Now again, this is actually based on the Stuk 4 chassis, of which they were actually never made a Stu. They were exclusively Stuk 3, which though we will be seeing in Combat of Heroes 2. Yay! Rifle now advancing. One Grenadier squad quickly pulling away. Bit of Stormtrooper support could be nice, but there's none nearby. And they're getting their second assault rifle. Engineers going down to the Grenadiers. Stormtroopers, ooh, ambushing, getting ready. Further small skirmishing over here. Grenadiers suffering a bit to the armoured car. Rifleman squad retreating, going for the points there. The Americans have been pushed a bit back. They still hold the fuel point. And there we go, Rifleman moving straight in front of the assault riflemen. There we go, just tearing through these riflemen, making very short work. But we are seeing a grenade on the stormtroopers. No, it was cancelled. Riflemen charging up through the centre, securing the points. The grenadiers are trying to react. A hasty defence is erected, but of course we are seeing the assault troopers quickly counter-attacking. The assault rifles blazing into the riflemen. Grenade drop, but again too short. Flamethrowers now moving in from the Pioneers. And this could... Oh, we are seeing suppressive fire. The Pioneer... For stormtroopers. Medic pack up for the storm... Grenade! Oh, 3 stormtroopers down! Oh, that was nasty. But we are seeing a full rut right there. And we are seeing a Calliope now arriving on the field. Not quite any sort of further armor than Stu-42, and this could actually be a bit of a problem. The Calliope gets off a proper barrage. And again, only 1 stormtrooper right from that unit. And there we go, hammering through the centre, blowing up grenadiers and the pack, leaving a rather cratered landscape. Now the Germans are securing what they can over there. That is good. Greyhound still there, also good. Still in a support unit despite having a weapon support centre. Less good. Also a medic station could help him, whereas you know Airisback does have the medic bunker up. Stormtroopers continuing to reinforce. Doing nicely. Anti-tank and setting up a nice support position in case of a Stu-42. Americans are clearly shifting over towards these, which could be a bit of a problem if, you know, Airisback rather than focus, decides, you know, focus on that as well. One kill for the Calliope, not quite as impressive as it could be, I suppose. Grenadiers getting attacked, but there we go, Falkness joining in, and the riflemen are suddenly found themselves. There we go, their cover was just denied. No heavy cover then, but we have some grenades on the False Grenadiers. And they charge in, but again, they are going to be outnumbered, and grenades are returned by the right Grenadiers, but killing none. Things are bogging down a bit for the American. He has lost momentum, and now with Blitzkrieg, of course, Airisback is quickly counter-attacking. The Panzer Brigade leads the charge. Achtung, Achtung, Panzermarsch. Or Panzer Grenadier March in this case, I suppose. Oh, Stu-42 gets off an excellent hit, getting several riflemen. They are just sweeping away all before them. Stormtroopers leading the way, quickly support the Grenadiers. Anti-tank gun though gets one, but the Stormtroopers are not to be deterred. And a Calliope barrage blowing up Grenadiers and Stormtroopers alike. But the anti-tank gun then, though, goes down, and there's no Sherman really to help, which I think could have been a nice thing. So that tank store earlier and you're charging in. Stormtroopers suffering a bit, but they are quickly run off, retreating, and we are seeing, in fact, Airisback being pretty close to a Tiger tank. Stu-42 moving up. And you get the impression he's actually just sort of, you know, waiting to get that Tiger tank. Stu-42 gets off a nice hit on the anti-tank gun, which is badly damaged. It needs repairs from the engineers as soon as possible. Perhaps being a bit uneasy tonight. But all supplier upgrades, so that is good, but not a lot of infantry left. It seems like, oh wait, they're all over there trying to deal with the Pioneers. And more Panzers being equipped. An LMG or 2 could be nice, I think, for Airisback as well. And a BAR dropped behind by 1 unfortunate rifleman. Oh, Stu-42 went down to the anti-tank gun. Veterans you won. Good, good. And the Pioneers could be cut down as we try to retreat. Yes, indeed. Panzer Brigade did just lose the last Pioneer squad. We are seeing 4 Grenadier squads, a Stormtrooper squad, and a False Grenadier squad. That is quite the infantry force right there for the Panzer Brigade. They're definitely going to make it a bit more difficult for the Americans to make an inroad. And there we go. Panzer Command is up, getting numerous Pioneers. He might in fact go for the Panzer Command nonetheless then. Another Calliope barrage. I think he's just firing because he can, not because he's quite sure where the opponent is. And as you might have noticed, he's actually not hitting much. He might have been in a better mood, you know, wait until he had a clear idea what to hit. Round there again, just firing blindly into the night. Went to the fog of war in this case. It's not necessarily the sort of most, you know, accurate method of artillery. I'm getting caught there, and there we go, Stormtroopers and Grenadiers. Now the Stormtroopers decide to pull back and wait. Again, some support weapons for the riflemen would be nice. Either a sniper or a mortar. Perhaps even a heavy machine gun, just something. Bike moving in. Still there, actually, with 7 kills. Governor getting a bit bogged down with the stormtroopers. Deal with it. Already 12 kills, though. Governor advancing. Pack getting exposed. Bike could be lost. Pack could be lost. Rifle Grenadiers could be lost. Grenadiers will go off. Oh, and there we go. Retreat. Pack decrewed. Grenadiers swinging about. Stormtroopers moving in to deal with the rifle right there. But again, seems like Nickulae is rather occupied right here. And a grenade against the Grenadiers. And the bike. Bike out of control. Stormtroopers moving against the riflemen. And we are going to see a Gibaldi landing, perhaps. No, bundled grenade. Riflemen suffering a bit there. And there we go. Grenade. Ooh. Only killing 1. And the Stormtroopers actually suffering quite a bit to all of these veteran riflemen. Or at least some of them. These chaps don't need to get out of there. Manages. Stormtroopers down. Tiger tank can soon be called in. The Panzer Brigade getting some assistance from a heavy Panzer battalion. Very few units generally had Tiger tanks attached to them organically. And that was only sort of right when they were introduced. And I think only one afterwards actually had it. And that was the Großdeutschland Panzer Grenadier Division. Otherwise, I mean, generally, Tigers were a more independent asset to be used when needed. In this case, the Panzer Brigade right here gets some support. American sniper out. Already 3 kills. Could get some good shots on the Grenadiers, but no, he pulls back. And we are now seeing a Tiger moving in. Schwerer Panzer. And basically, partly what make a Tiger tank great, well, not just, of course, the tank itself, but the fact that a crew for a Tiger tank would usually be composed already of veteran, tank crews from other panzers or assault guns. So generally, I mean, it wasn't just the tank itself, but also the crew itself, which were generally much better than your average German tank as well. So that rather made it a rather lethal combination in that way as well. And that's also not something you usually hear about. You just hear about, the tanks, but not much about the crews and sort of, again, what the Germans rather make, to get the best out of their Tiger tanks. So, fun little fact there. Americans pushing back. They have been pushed back, though. Rather nasty losses. They lost momentum again. Lacking in the support weapons, I think. Sniper opening up. Pioneers and mines going down there. Good, good. And the Pioneers are retreating. That's all too good. Panzer Command is up, but we're not really seeing much usage out of it. He could get some Knights Cross. He could get a Panzer IV. A Panther could also work. Going for the cutoff point right there, trying to deny fuel to the Panzer Brigade. To Airisback. Let's return to Nickulae. The Tiger advancing. We might be coming somewhat close to purging 2 snipers up. He's actually going for a rather heavy drain on the German infantry, although again with the Stormtroopers abound, he could get snuck up on and knocked out. Oh, trying to go for the flank on the Tiger tank, but it quickly turns about. And the Tiger itself was also actually quite maneuverable. It wasn't quite, the slow sort of tank. I mean, it could turn about 180 degrees in a few seconds. So, I mean, it had some advantages. Stormtroopers are moving up. Riflemen there suffering a bit. And there we go. The Stormtroopers are on a rampage. While the Volksguns Grenadiers move up to mob out those riflemen. The Tiger moves in to support the Stormtroopers. Although the Stormtroopers are getting caught a bit. Oh, they get the anti-tank gun. They might be able to get it. Yes, indeed. Leaving the Americans without anything to stop the Tiger tanks. Advance. Oh, no. We are seeing another anti-tank gun on the way. Will there be any barrages from the Calliope again? It's not getting quite much out of it. Again, that's something some players can end up with. Let's go for the Calliope. And then they sort of not quite manage to get an out of it. Again, I think a purging worked better as usual. Oh, Grenadiers getting sniped, and Mendoza's apparently bitching. Grenades on the rifle. Oh, down to 1 man. They need to get out of there. Anti-tank on recruit. Again, heavily damaged. 1 Panzerfaust could in fact wreck it. Volksguns trying to hunt down the snipers, or the snipers could clear them out with a few good shots. More anti-tankers moving up. Tiger. Oh, crew dead. And there we go. Nice hit from the anti-tank and on the Tiger. Volksguns are retreating. High explosive rounds fly through the air, shattering the ground around the riflemen. Another rifleman moving in. They're going to continue on. Tiger already down to half health. This could prove to be an issue. Other German troops reinforcing, and we are seeing the Ostwind flak panzer arriving. Usually, though, they would have more access to either, the Möbelwagen, I believe, which again is rather an underrepresented anti-aircraft tank, probably because it looked a bit silly. Or I believe they also got some half-tracks with the flak drilling, which was a rather interesting anti-aircraft weapon. But the Ostwind nonetheless arrives. Tiger being pulled away back. He's trying to he's trying to deal with the armor car, which is actually taking points. Yes, armor doctrine can usually use the lighter vehicles to take points. It's not something you often see, but in this case, it's going to be his demise as the Tiger traps it.
Ready to go.
And that's usually what happens when a Greyhound gets cornered by a Tiger. It gets shredded. At least from what I know. Calliope barrage in return. Rifleman squad down a bit. Unfortunate. Damaged engine on the Ostwind, suffering a bit on the Calliope barrage. Rifleman moving in. Will they be able to secure the BARs? The Grenadiers tear through these unfortunate Rifleman. Grenade going off. Several Grenadiers down. And a Rifleman squad could be going down. Rifleman pushing up on the left flank. Ostwind moving in. And the MG42 getting off some good shots as well. But it's going down as well. Oh, so much going on. MD crew dead. Grenade on the Grenadiers. Oh, down to one. He could be losing the Grenadier squad. Medics moving in madly. Dashing left and right between all the American infantry. Another 2 BARs have been left behind for Airisback. Oh, how thoughtful, but also a bit of a problem for the Americans. More kills for the snipers. There they go. And lots of wounded for the medics to pick up. Their work never ends. I wonder where the stormtroopers are. Oh, they're there. Having a chat with the Grenadiers.
Allies are down to 200 points.
So, how do you like them Panzerschrecks? Oh, shut up, Helmut. You're just bragging about your assault rifle. Engineers getting probably a bit more than expected for when they moved in with that minesweeper. Sadly, there is no trick to knocking out a Tiger tank with a minesweeper. You just don't try it.
57mm at your service.
And will he soon be going for that Pershing? Will he be going for trying to deliver that blow? Pack's hiding though. Goliath as well. Grenadiers reinforcing. And another Calliope barrage. Though again, he should be a bit more secure of actually trying to hit anything. Ostwind suffers pretty much nothing. But he does have the advantage that the Tiger tank is far away. Why does he wire this off? He's just going to keep the Tiger tank there. Otherwise, he's just going to roll through it. And he's going to go, scheiß, Helmut. Why did you have to lay down all that fire when the Tiger tank is going to it anyways? Oh, just leave me alone, Heinz. You're always on my back. Anyways, Stormtroopers charging through. 18 kills. Nice assault combination. And the snipers keep killing. Pioneer suffering a bit this time around. In fact, he's wiring it off completely. I think he's convinced he's going to leave the Tiger out here to basically just function as a small, heavily armed, very nasty mobile bunker.
Sniper ready from battle.
Which could work. But the Americans again have lost momentum. They've suffered a bit too much. Again, a medic station would have helped them in the long run as well. I do think it comes down to, making those few mistakes, which rather in the long run loses you the game. Back into the action. 112th Panzer Brigade is holding on. But now the Riflemen are the ones, again, lost momentum simply, and they haven't really been able to really recover, which can tend to be a problem.
Losing a victory point. We are losing
Again, had they
point.
been switching a bit faster to actually properly use their weapons option, I think they might have been doing a bit well. Stormtroopers are going to try and hunt down those snipers. And they are not quite aware what's going to be hitting them. The storm is moving in, and there we go.
Sniper killed in action.
And that's definitely one way of handling snipers. Although again, we won't be seeing anything like this anymore. Neither stormtroopers nor snipers, which is nice to see. And now, of course, the anti-tank gun is next. Crew getting pretty much gunned down in short order. Tiger still remaining there. No real usage out of the Panzer Command either. And a Calliope barrage. Ooh, getting some Grenadiers. Could even be setting off a mine. Nope. But does allow the American Riflemen to push in towards the center. Again, that Calliope's just not seeing much usage. Ostwind moving in. Grenadiers moving out. Small bunker position right there. Victory points being secured. Veterancy free riflemen, quite nasty. And there we go, breaking through the barbed wire. Ruining all that precious work. Opening up on the riflemen, high explosive shells breaking their bodies.
They're taking our territory.
And the Ostmen also having a bit of fun. So that's always nice to see. Goliath. Grenadiers. And medics moving about. Pioneers waiting for anything to repair. And there we go, the Pershing arrives. Not a lot of those actually saw, you know, fighting in Europe. We're about the same sort of level as a Tiger tank, I think. Yes, they had a bigger gun, but it didn't quite have the velocity. Or was it about the same as a Panther? Actually, I think we're more talking about a Panther in terms of the gun's, you know, ability to penetrate. And the Panther actually had, you know, more penetration power than the Tiger, but the Tiger could generally do more damage if it actually penetrated. Plus, of course, it had thicker side armor, which was rather where the Panther suffered. Anti-tank guns still opening up, blasting away at the Tiger. Grenadiers moving in to flank those anti-tank guns again. He's lacking the force now to protect his own support units. He's simply getting shredded while the Panther's now moving up. Pershing getting hammered by Panzer and pack fire.
Enemy unit down.
And there we go, another anti-tank gun gone. Let's return to Airisback. Quite a few units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Grenadiers. A stormtrooper squad. I mean, again, those medic bunkers have definitely paid themselves off. And again, had, you know, Nickulae perhaps, you know, prepared himself for the few medic stations and, you know, mortar perhaps earlier on, things might have looked very different. But again, that is what can happen. Pershing, though, moving in, trying to deal with that Ostwind. And we are seeing Blitzkrieg up. He's going to be rushing in those Grenadiers with a Panzer again. Note, they sprint. Blitzkrieg actually makes infantry sprint and shoot a bit faster. We're seeing, talking 25% faster rate of fire. So, I mean, they are going to be actually firing faster, though they don't get reload faster, so they're still... Oh, running into that, but there we go. Tiger also moving in, of course, also gets increased rate of fire. And the pack also as well. And actually, it's shooting quite fast. I mean, really note how fast that was shooting. That was fast. Quite, you know. I didn't know the pack was actually affected by Blitzkrieg in that way. I was actually been a bit unsure. But still, there you go. Pack nasty. Under Blitzkrieg. So, I mean, that's also something, you know, to use it with, I suppose. If you feel adventurous. Grenadiers are getting quickly pushed off. But again, a nice usage of Blitzkrieg. Pershing down. Another one arriving. He probably got out of war machine up. I didn't pay attention again. It's getting a bit late here. Rifleman advancing. Pershing moving in. Stormtroopers hiding. What is the Calliope doing? Not going to be supporting the main American advance. I think that's a bit of a mistake. Pershing moves in. And a Panther is on the way, but I think that might be a bit superfluous at this stage. It doesn't hurt. Rifleman suffering heavily under the Ostwind and the Tiger, and there we go, Pat again blasting away. Pershing taking heavy damage. Ostwind goes down. Why didn't focus on the Tigers a bit beyond me? Grenade against the Riflemen. No anti-tank guns. Stormtroopers still hiding, providing reconnaissance. Allied war machine getting another Pershing. That's the third one. Riflemen need to retreat. And another squad of Grenadiers. Ready to fight the good fight. And now we're seeing tank destroyers riding as well. But again, I do think the game is up for Nickulae. Let's just speed up a bit. Now rushing it in. Again, a Sherman early on might also be helped. And trying to flank, but of course, there's still the pack. There's still the pack. Oh, you klutz. You absolute clock winder. And there we go, damaged engine. And there we go, Pershing flanking the Tiger. Grenadiers, lots of Grenadiers moving in. Tank is out of control. Calliope finally supports the main advance while it's happening. Tiger suffering. Grenadiers are arriving, and we could be seeing Blitzkrieg at any moment. Field repairs going up. No support for the Pershing, though. He needs actually to pull back away from all of this. And there we go. Blitzkrieg. And a Pershing is dead. And there we go. Game over. The 3rd Armored Division has pulled out. Rather not wanting to face further with the 112th Panzer Brigade. A nasty loss in Sturzdorf. And it wasn't a huge major mistake that Nickulae made, except I suppose the Calliope, which is something I always know a bit of. I'm not always a huge fan of getting that. I know it looks impressive, but impressive doesn't mean effective. Just saying. I think the problem was, again, he sort of wasn't quite sure. He then got a tank depot after getting the weapon supports, and again also showing he wasn't quite sure what to do. And then he got a tank destroyer when he probably should have got something to deal with all the infantry. Or a mortar, again, to deal with all the sort of dug-in opponent. Because, again, at one stage, he had his opponent right here, but he didn't quite, shift his forces towards, laying down that final blow, which rather required some, heavier support. He just rushed in rifle, and in that sense, Airisback could hold, because, again, he had less to defend. So that was rather a mistake there. He should have waited to get some more heavier firepower before pushing in. Instead, he lost a lot, which gave Airisback time to sort of come back and do damage. But there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, subscribe and tell your friends. And if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.